I have problems with the way elections are conducted in India. I feel that the election process is opaque. Winning can weaken everything. And that's exactly what I think political parties in India should be doing. Focus on getting more and more and more and more votes. Create a tsunami of votes. Vote chori is a proposition or is a campaign that should be put up. I'm not against that. In fact, it has worked for Rahul Gandhi. But end of the day, at some point in time, one should also have a brand offer to the voters. Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Obviously, all of you all know the assembly results. I don't need to tell you. Don't need to waste your time. But I do need to tell you, I need to discuss a few points with you today. One is the fact that as a person, as a professional, I have problems with the way elections are conducted in India. I feel that the election process is opaque. There are a lot of questions that needs answers. There are a lot of questions that the Election Commission of India has to answer. There are a lot of questions that the government of India has to answer. The process, a lot of questions. A lot of misuse of central agencies, power. All that is a fact. At least that's what I believe. This is my opinion, obviously. But will I therefore say that every win is a manipulated one? Will I give SIR or EVM or ECI all the credits for all the wins that happened yesterday? Is that how I see it? Answer is no. Answer is no for two reasons. Not that, like I told you, not that I believe that there has not been misuse of power or there have not been flaws in the way election was conducted. Not that I don't believe that, but I revere my democracy. I care for my democracy much more than any of this. I refuse to kind of just live on allegations. Because every time I blame the ECI or the EVM for a loss, what I'm actually doing is I'm actually ensuring that the faith in my democracy is eroded. And that's precisely why I would not casually blame every loss onto some misuse of power or manipulation. That's it. Let me take you through some interesting figures, facts, data. There is this brilliant article in Hindustan Times. This particular article talks about why the author feels that SIR may be in some way responsible or some way may have helped BJP, but it is not entirely true that BJP won because of SIR. What this article says and proves it with data points that BJP won because of anti-incumbency against Trinamool Congress. BJP won because people wanted a change. That's what this data point says. That's what this article says. I would urge you to read this article. I'm going to attach the link because it's a large one. It's a very detailed article. So I will have to spend the entire editorial detailing that article. So I'm going to attach the article. But do read this article. And I'm sure a lot of us will actually see a lot of sense in this article. That said, let me also draw your attention to another article. This article is from Mint. And this article, I will take you through just one data point which talks about the SIR factor in West Bengal. It says the special intensive revision SIR exercise in West Bengal saw 9 million names struck off. In 183 seats, the number of names struck off exceeds the win margin with 90 such seats flipping from TMC to BJP. What they mean is, in 183 seats, the SIR deletions exceed the win margin, which means that if the deletion has been 100, the win margin has only been 80. So if Party A defeated Party B, the win margin has been 80, but 100 names have been deleted out of that constituency. What is more relevant is the fact that out of this 183, 90 seats flipped from TMC to Bharatiya Janata Party. Which means, like I said, had the margins, had the names not been deleted, possibly this flip wouldn't have been possible. Possibly. There's a huge possibility. Like I said, the deletion is more than the winning margin. And that is 90. And retained by TMC is 61, retained by BJP is 30. Flipped from TMC to others is 2. Flipped from BJP to TMC is 0. 0. Not one seat flipped from BJP to TMC, where the deletion number is larger than the win margin. So this data says something else. Like I told you, Hindustan Times says that the chances are that while it is not completely ruling out that there has been absolutely no advantage for BJP because of the SIR, but it is also saying that it can't be the only reason. The larger reason definitely is anti-incumbency against TMC. But Mint here says very clearly that, you see, there is a clear advantage that BJP got out of the SIR. Now you decide. You decide. Do we have a single opinion on this? No. It is still supposed to, it's still to be analyzed, to be deep dived into, understood, and then maybe we will form an opinion. The point I'm trying to say is, it's time we move on. It's time we move on. Other than, directly or purely blame it on SIR, blame it on EVM, blame it on vote chori and so on and so forth. While a lot of them may be true, may be genuine, but the fact remains that I think it's time to move on. You see, in my article today morning, I wrote about this coach of ours. We had a basketball coach in our school days. And I remember, whenever we had a biased referee, he would always call us in and say, listen, you know what? Whenever you have a biased referee, score more. Because the moment you score more, that referee who's biased, he's weakened. You weaken him and he becomes irrelevant to you in the match. Because you're so focused on scoring, and score can weaken everything. Winning can weaken everything. And that's exactly what I think political parties in India should be doing. Focus on getting more and more and more and more votes. Create a tsunami of votes. Something like what Vijay did in Tamil Nadu. Who could stop him? Which SIR could stop him? Which EVM could stop him? And more or less, I think, right from Stalin to Rahul Gandhi, everybody has praised Vijay. So the question of manipulation, at least, has not come, at least from the opposition, at least as of now. That's because he won votes. That's because he went to the people. When the people are with you, that's the only way you can fight and you can combat any wrongdoings that happens during the election. Constant complaining gets us nowhere. Because did it get any of these parties any help? Vote chori has been an issue since 2015. Did it make a difference till now? So the point is, I think political parties should move on. Complaining? Of course one should complain. Of course one should take the points to the voters. But after a certain point in time, one should move on. That's my point number one. My point number two is, tell me as, let's say Congress, for example. Today, Bharatiya Janata Party is ruling 21 states. Congress has 3 states. Himachal Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka. Now the 4th one, that is Kerala. Pray tell me, is governance in Karnataka, say, ideal governance in the country? Because end of the day, Congress just got 4 states now. Have they ensured that these particular states which they have been ruled exceptionally well so that Congress can place a distinctive differentiation in front of the voters, saying that, listen, you know what, this is how BJP states have been ruled, this is how the states we govern are being ruled. Could Congress place that? Is that a proposition that Congress has brought in front of you? Shouldn't that be the proposition that Congress should strive? Is Karnataka ruled better than Gujarat? Is Karnataka ruled better than Maharashtra? I am not saying Gujarat or Maharashtra is ruled well, but is Karnataka distinctively different? The point is, these are issues which nobody considers. And these are issues will really make a difference. If AAP can rule and make a model governance out of Punjab, that would be a fabulous, unique selling proposition for AAP in the next coming election. Rather than saying vote chori hua hai. Vote chori is a proposition or is a campaign that should be put up. I'm not against that. In fact, it has worked for Rahul Gandhi. But end of the day, at some point in time, one should also have a brand offer to the voters. Why are you voting for me? Because I am a victim of Bharatiya Janata Party? Because I am anti-Bharatiya Janata Party? How long are we going to go around like this? How long do you think you can compete like this? I think Kerala is a chance, a huge opportunity for the Congress. If Kerala can be made into a model governance, that should be your pitch in 2029. Not why Modi governance is bad, but why Kerala governance is exceptionally good. And it's time we do this. That's the point I wanted to make. And believe me, democracy fails not because the system can fail it. Democracy fails when we believe that democracy cannot be saved. That's when democracy fails. Because I remember the coach, the referee is irrelevant if you are scoring. And that's what I think our political parties should remember. That's the point I wanted to make. We'll be back with you with a more detailed analysis on West Bengal. Till then, namaskar.